Hello and welcome to the Treat Trooper. Today we'll be making Kashyyyk Kale Caesar Salad, topped with Wookiee Wonton Parmesan Croutons. This is a delightful and zingy healthy treat that is sure to make your coat shine just as gloriously as a Wookiee's. Here we have all our ingredients that our lovely sous chef droids have prepped for us. So first we'll be making our dressing. Right! Now we're going to be mixing all these ingredients together, so let's go ahead and add our components to the bowl. This is enough for 2 servings of salad, but if you'd like a Wookiee-sized salad, go ahead and double this recipe. Now let's begin. We're going to start by adding 1/3 cup of olive oil to our bowl. Second, we will add 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Third, we'll add 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, preferably Grey Poupon.
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon?
But of course.
Right, there we are. Fourth, we will now add 2 to 3 tablespoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice. You can add more or less depending on your zingy preference. Fifth, we'll be adding 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder and about 1/8 teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. You can also use fresh garlic if you prefer. Making a nice little stack there. Our trooper is actually going to add a touch more freshly ground pepper. We're going to give this a little bit more of a kick, but depending on your level of whimsy, you can add as much as you like. Perfect. Right, now before adding our Parmesan cheese, we'll give it a good stir with a fork or a whisk. We want to get a bit of an emulsification. Give that Caesar a good Wookiee whisk. Once it begins to emulsify, we'll add 1 to 2 tablespoons of our freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Then whisk, whisk, whisk some more. Now we're only going to use about 1 to 2 tablespoons of our Parmesan here. The rest is going to be for our croutons. Alright, looking lovely. It's nice and thickened and our Caesar dressing is ready to go. We're going to set this aside while we prepare our kale and our crouton. Now everybody knows you cannot have a Caesar salad without croutons. And our trooper certainly isn't going to let you down today, unlike that swindling nerf herder Lando Calrissian at Cloud City. Right, for our Caesar salad, we're going to be making some Wookiee Wonton Parmesan crisps. Now here our trooper has prepared a foil-lined tray with uncooked wonton wrappers evenly spread out in a single layer and ready to get their Wookiee coat, some Parmesan cheese. Now our trooper has already coated the wontons in a thin layer of melted butter, but it was about as clean as Jawa's eating a mudhorn egg, so we're not going to show it here. Now sprinkle on a generous layer of Parmesan cheese. You want your wontons to look like they have a little Wookiee coat of Parmesan cheese. That's when you know your crisps are going to be delectable. Oh, our trooper's feeling jazzy. Then one final touch, our Tatooine Joe's seasoned salt. Just a light sprinkling for a bit of extra oomph. Perfect. Now we're ready to bake. Bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 8 to 10 minutes or until golden brown. Get your oven mitt. Ah yes, our Wookiee Wonton Parmesan crisps are a nice golden brown and baked to crisp perfection. Alright, time to prepare our kale. Here our trooper has 1 large bunch of dinosaur kale. rinsed and ready to go. Always be sure to rinse your kale before use. Next, our trooper will remove the leaves from the stems. The easiest way to do this is to hold the leaf by the stem and gently tap your knife downwards. Once all your kale is off the stem, stack in a neat pile and begin chopping. Right, now don't think too much about it and just dive right in. Much like that idiot traitor FN2187 dives into battle. Chop, 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 and keep chopping. We're going to get our kale to a nice fine chop. As kale is a bit of a thicker green, this creates a much better salad experience. Absolute perfection. Right, now that we've got our kale how we'd like it, it's time to dress. Now we're going to grab a medium to large bowl. Our trooper's going to set our kale aside here, and we'll get ready to add our kale to the bowl. Now our trooper will grab a pair of tongs and let's get to it. And we'll begin adding the kale to our bowl. You can add as much or as little as you like. You can make a single serving and save the rest of the kale for later, or put in all of your kale and make a big Wookiee-sized salad. We recommend leaving a bit extra kale out of your bowl just in case you overdress. It's always good to have a backup plan, unlike those idiot rebels when they ended up in the trash compactor. Freshen up the dressing with a bit of a stir, and let's begin ladling it over the kale. How much or how little dressing you prefer is entirely up to you. This recipe's portions are meant for a more heavily dressed salad, since kale is a rather strong green. As we used about 85% of our kale, we've used about 85% of our dressing. Now, let's roll up our sleeves and give it a mix. Right, now let's grab our Parmesan Wookiee wontons. You can serve these on the side almost as a bread accoutrement, or you can break them up into smaller pieces and spread throughout the salad as croutons. Right, that looks like a good amount. Now we'll grab our tongs and give it a stir. Most excellent. Now everything is nice and coated in our wonderful Caesar dressing. We'll just top off our salad with some whole wonton crisps. And our Kashyyyk Kale Caesar Salad is complete. Feel free to mix in some of the leftover grated parm if you like, or a little extra pepper if you want a little more of a bite. Speaking of bites, let's have a bite and see how this is, shall we? Getting a nice good bit on our fork, and... yes! Absolutely divine! Cheesy and zingy and healthy all the same. Ooh, they're going to love this at the Death Star PTA meeting. Right, well that's it for our Kashyyyk Kale Caesar Salad. Thank you so much for joining us today here with the Treat Trooper. We've had a lovely time with you today and we can't wait to cook with you again. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give this video a thumbs up and be sure to give this recipe a try. Click over here if you'd like to subscribe, and over here for more recipes. If you try this recipe, please be sure to take a photo and tag us on Instagram. We absolutely love to see your creations. Until next time, a trooper toodaloo to you!